Yo! I did it again. Coffee. Why? It's over there. That's not fair. How are you guys doing? So today we have yet another ram. You see what happens? We get plenty of rams to tint. I mean, you guys wonder about Toyotas and Hondas and all these other different types of vehicles, and I totally get it. But around here, sometimes I see so many of these. So we're going to be tinting another ram, 50% on the windshield, 35% on the front doors, and 20%. We're doing 20% on the back. And I should have got a bottle of water too. Good Lord. I need film. I need to get film. Yeah, so today's going to be fun. Let's get set up here. A couple little things, and then we're going to get started. Can you rose tint my life? I don't even know what you mean. How do we pin this? Yeah, let's do that. Let's pin to featured. I should be getting a plotter this week, so that's something. What's going on? Okay, let me go run and get a bottle of water, and then I'm going to circle back and grab my coffee. I'm going to get that squeegee, too. Yes, I will. This guy. I already had water on the other side. So, what squeegee is this squeegee? This is just a lip mint squeegee. You'll see these in the cleaning section of, like, Walmart. I love these things, man. These things are great. They're just, like, they curve enough, and they squeegee really, really well. So, pick those up. They work great. I haven't found another squeegee that works quite like it. What plotter? I have a Workhorse plotter, which is a brand I am not familiar with at all. Get a few of them. Put one on each side. Super helpful. What about those New Jersey spray tins? Good luck if you want to put that on your car. Ever had a 4Runner back window kick your butt like mine did yesterday? No, but I just had to redo a whole windshield. I had other stuff kick my butt. I did a Honda Pilot. Funny enough, did a Honda. It's so dumb. It was so dumb. So I did the full windshield, and it slightly shifted. So I had this little gap right in the top corner, and I'm like, all right. So I peeled it back, sprayed it, got it to stick back up. Cool. Everything looks good. Squeegee it out. Nice. It did it again with another corner. So I must have just had it like barely short in a couple of spots. So it had to be like perfect. Or it just happened to be sliding away from me. I don't know. Anyways, that was super annoying. And then I go to squeegee the top corner of it the second time, and there was hardly any water there. So it just crunched it. Whole windshield over something so dumb. And I'm like, so had to redo that one. And then I just had a Tahoe that I had to touch up. Feel your pain on that? That used to happen with certain like carbons and ceramics a while back. It doesn't happen like that anymore with the films that I use, but oh my God. Dude, there'll be like the dumbest things that'll screw you up. And when they do, it's like, just right at the end like that. So now you gotta clean the whole windshield, re-tape it, and start over. This Passat is beating me up. Those things aren't super fun. Passats are definitely on the more difficult side. Can't even toss a water bottle in a trash can right now. What's the best way to do a back window on a truck, from the outside or the inside? On this one, we're going to do it on the inside, but we're actually going to do templates on this one. You can, if it's easy to get to on the outside, it is easier to cut them on the outside. But if it's a solid one on the inside, there's a lot of them I just do the whole thing on the inside. They put so many bed covers and stuff. This one doesn't have it, though. Oh. I've been at it all morning. Yeah, passats aren't super fun. They'll take me a little while to do. Especially when you get to that deck on the back window. I heard somebody said you can pop some pins and pull that deck forward. So on the back deck lid. I don't know if that's true, but that would be nice if you can. Have you inside tinted headlights? No. I don't know if I'd do that. I mean, no, because you couldn't. Because I was just thinking, like, if you could pop the shells apart. But that would be a whole nother mess to do. I took it out completely. Nice. That'll help. Those deck lids are kind of annoying. Okay, we're going to get started. Good Lord! It's going to be one of those days, I think. Today was just, it's been a funny day, man. So I had somebody schedule something for, I'll tell you. We'll just get started and I'll tell you. Canon. GoPro. Sweet. Yeah, man, it's just been kind of a weird day today. So I just need to, like, just chill out on this car. So hopefully this doesn't go too poorly. So I came into today with this thing scheduled for 1 o'clock, and then I had one driver's door window that had a couple of specs in it that I was gonna have to redo, and then the guy rescheduled to next week instead, but he let me know early, so that was nice of him. So that's gonna be something I take care of next week, and then today, then I had another appointment that was supposed to leave a deposit that didn't leave a deposit, but then 9:30 in the morning rolls around and then he finally leaves a deposit. I'm like, oh, whatever. That's fine. So he called later saying that he was going to be 10 minutes late. And it's like, okay, that's no big deal. And he was kind of a unique appointment because I was supposed to, he wanted me to strip and retint a back window, but it was just old tint was on it. And I had tried to have a conversation with him about a removal, but he was like, no, that's fine. I'll just do it myself. And I was like, okay. And I tried to give him a couple of pointers and whatnot. And it was kind of just like, seemed like he knew what he was getting into. So, okay, that's fine. I'll see you tomorrow to tint the back window. And then he called when he was on the way, and he was like, man, I had flashbacks to when I tried to remove it before. I didn't actually get it removed. And I'm like, oh, I have no time to do both. I could do the removal. Maybe. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. It was set up too far late in the morning at that point. So that got canceled. And then, what was that? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, good. Well, that's fine. That freaked me out for a second. Anyways. So then, sometime in the morning, this other guy messaged me and was like, hey, you did my Tahoe. And then he sent me a couple of pictures, and the Tahoe had, like, curled part off the windshield. And I was like, whoa. Oh, shit. That's really weird. So I had to, I managed to get that redone just before I went live with this one. So I got that one sitting outside right now, just making sure that I don't have any other issues. I'm gonna check something here real quick. Canon. I thought so. Hang on, guys. One sec. My chat decided to not work. Okay. Let me do a test here. It looks like we're just having that kind of day today. It says it's connected. Wow! Oh, now it's working. Okay, good. I was about to lose my shit at that point. Okay, we're good now. Thank you. I'm new. Order roll from your link. Not sure which one to choose. I don't know what to tell you exactly. Tips on cleaning my clay bar. Warm water really isn't cutting it. Well, that's how I clean them. Okay. I mean, when you run a clay bar through warm water, there'll still be like a residue in there. But like all the chunky bits and stuff. All right, so we need this, we need that. Do we need this? Or we just use soapy water. Let's do that. And and this guy. Yeah, so I need the stream to like just work today. That'll be really bad if everything just decides to break on me today. Because like I got here, the guy with the other vehicle for the windshield problem, he was like, okay, I gotta run a quick errand and then I'll be there. And so I was here at like, I don't know, like 10:45, and he didn't get here till like 12:15, and then I have a 1 o'clock appointment, so I'm like scrambling to like get that done too and make sure I have enough time to do this one too. I guess it won't stay white forever. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, that's why the Glassade ones I went with white in particular. I know they will discolor, but it's kind of impressive to see what you're doing with it. But yeah, you could. There's other colors and stuff like that. It's like having a white towel and then wiping a bunch of dirt with it. It's not gonna stay white for long. Has tint slowed down drastically? It's definitely slowed down for me. You know, we booked up a handful of appointments in the past like 12 hours. So that was cool to see. But yeah, for a minute, it was like, oh, that's weird. I thought we had more appointments than that, and we just didn't. So they're coming in slowly but surely. But what is it? September? Back to school? I don't know. Sometimes like back to school and stuff like that will slow down. There's always these points where like summer will be really busy, and then random points towards the end of it, it'll definitely slow down. And then it'll pick back up again, and then winter will hit, and like who knows. There we go. Also holidays. Should we? No. No, we'll leave it where it's at right now. I'll take it off afterwards. I just wanted to get the housing out of the way so I could see what I'm doing. We'll take the mirror off in a minute. Making that money on a Saturday. Saturdays are like one of the busiest days. I remember when some of the shops that I tinted for used to treat Saturdays like the weekend. And it's like, and then they realized so many people had Saturday off of work. And then they're like, oh, shoot, we should stay open later on Saturdays. Do you ship to Canada for cheaper? No, I don't think it's going to happen. There's some other distributors too, like Sun Distributing. Let me drop a link if you haven't seen them. Sun Distributing. There you go. They're better on international shipping than I am. They ship more stuff than I do. So I don't think I'm ever going to have great international rates. That's, but I'm not trying to do all that. So that's where a company like that. That's where I get from. Do they have your green shanks? No. No, so you just got to pay up the extra shipping then. Sorry. I had a talk with him about it. He doesn't want to buy them, though. Maybe you can get him to buy some by asking. I'll probably get phone calls about that now. It gets tough, though, because when you're like, if you go like direct to the source, this is buying like bulk quantities here. When you're going direct to the source, which is what distributors have to typically do so they can make money, but so he doesn't want to, there's too many people in the middle now of the green shanks, so. Wow, I managed to bring this one over here. Let's put this one there. Blue stays on that side. Let's take that one back over to the other side. But maybe in a while, we'll see. Do they have the green little rubber one? Same as Tint Whiz. Where do I got that? Oh yeah, it's sitting over here. You mean like this guy? This guy right here? Let's put this tape down here. No. No, a lot of the, I mean, my tools are unique to me. That's one reason they're in the tint studio. They're in the tint stuff store. I want to call it Tint Studio Store, but I can't really change the domain to anything that I liked. That green squeegee is my go-to now. Well, maybe... I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. I don't know. I mean, if there's enough demand for it, they'll definitely pick it up. But that's one of the angles I took with the stuff that I made. Is like I wanted special edition things that of things that I used. So like, you know, felt cards, shanks, the Detroit Tin Studio squeegee. Working on a handled squeegee here, I think. I'm right on the fence there. We'll probably be setting that up here soon enough. I love the green one so much. It's Martin, just in case you need to confirm who. I'm glad you like it, man. That's super cool. How would you feel about a green handled squeegee? Ah, we should be good. These are tall. These are tall boys right here. A Highlander? What year? Yeah, but not recently. Do you take every car's gasket? Yeah, for the most part, I do now. It's not something I used to do, but it's something we more do now, just because it's like putting fresh seals on it. Most people just tape the felt ones to help with the felt. But even like, I mean, this is a brand new 21 Ram. This thing is like, he just picked this thing up. So this thing is very fresh. And we're still taping over the seals just because sweeps are easy to pull. Oh, we don't need to do that. But thank you. There we go. All right. Let's wipe these doors down. And do we have? No, we don't. Let's grab a towel. Let's wipe them down. Let's get to cutting here. Wait, you didn't pull the bottom gaskets. No! Are you new here? Where's my... We need 20% on the back, 35 on the front. So that's going to be... Which roll are you? We're going to take... We got to open a new one? I don't think so. That is a new one in case we need it. 35. Oh, there it is. It's buried. That's why we can't see it. Well, there we go. I love tinting over factory. It is nicer. It is nicer because you have less to worry about on the back. I'm just so tired of doing the sliders on the Rams. Like, they're fine. They're just like, I've just done so many of them. But like, you know, this is kind of, this is the business. This is what you run into. So we do get a wide variety, but then you have your staple vehicles. So something like this is very, very normal, which is great. See, it's great that we figured out that windshield, right? Because how many windshields would I have lost out on if we didn't figure out how to tint them? Did you only tape the bottom gasket? Or do you use a speed loader? What? No, we put tape on the door panel for a different reason. But we tape the side seals to help. And then I don't do anything about the bottom seals. The bottom seals we always just tuck into. It's a ram. They're pretty straightforward. They're not very tight. We should probably change this blade here in just a minute. Whoa. Looks like this car is, No. Oh, did we lose it already? I knew it was gonna get lost. Doesn't the bottom seal leave debris in the second stage of install? You are new here. Dang! How did we lose it already? Oh wait, no, we do. We have it. This guy. This was just a... This is not... I don't know. This is not a replacement, I don't think, for the red dot. But I did see it, and I wanted to try it. I was told they're not that bad. So, was just curious. I'm not digging the snapper too much. And it's a little loud on the click. But I was wondering about cutting with it, and it feels fine. Feels like a little chintzier. I think I'm more surprised that... Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm a little surprised that there might be an error about two-staging and getting dirt from like the bottom seal and stuff. Just watch. We'll get there. I think this is, I'm not digging this. This is definitely going to fall out of my belt sometime. What type of hard card do you use for shrinking? I use a felt card. Oh, it did it. I knew it was going to do it. I'm always reminded right before it happens. See this? Happens so many times. This little piece of plastic sticks that far out, and every time I cut my corner, it's going to grab there if you're not careful. I want to see how this is to cut the top edge. Is it a custom knife? Actually, no. Aww.
Astral Super chatted $4.99. Hey Matt, hope you're having a good day. I'm so glad you streamed on my birthday.
Aww. Dang, dude. Thank you for the 5. Astral. So glad you... Come on! I was reading a super chat. You can't take away my monitor. Well, at least it all came back. New Highlanders are cake. Oh, come on. There we go. Astral, thank you for the 5. Hope you're having a good day. I'm so glad you streamed on my birthday. Happy birthday, man. I'm a little sorry about the date for your birthday. But happy birthday nonetheless. Yeah, this actually isn't a custom knife. This is just one that somebody mentioned to me. And then I was like, ooh, that looks interesting. I like the colors. So I wanted to try it. I feel like we've cut enough, like 5 times, and then every time I look at it, it's like slightly cocked up. Okay, there we go. When to use a carbon blade versus a stainless steel? So whenever you're cutting on glass, always use stainless steel. 1-inch scrapers, though, can be carbon or stainless steel. It's really just pretty much always use stainless steel. The only time you're going to like using like a 30-degree or carbon steel is going to be on a top edge. It's the only time. Or when you're cutting like on a glass board off of the vehicle. So you really don't ever have to use anything but stainless. But sometimes, like, I like it for the top edges. I just don't always use it. Sometimes I just come back to my tool belt, the blade's rusted, and I didn't change it, and it's just kind of like, whatever. I don't know why this monitor decides to, like, disconnect and reconnect. That's a new thing. Hey! What timing? This should have worked for Astral. I don't think it worked.
Jose78 Rios super chatted $4.99. What's up everyone? I hope everything is going well today.
Thank you, Jose. Things are going good. Thank you for the 5. Well, this is going well. We're recovering. Everything with this job has been fine. Everything earlier from today, I just need this to go well. It went from like being a super not stressful day to like being very stressful and then kind of calming back down, and I think we're okay now. So we're doing 20 over. $20 over factory. So we're doing limo on the back. Didn't you do a ram the other day and you had to recut the window a few times? Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We had to recut that like 3 times. So if everything goes right, 2 patterns, just like this, cool. Super chat.
Jet 612 super chatted $4.99. Bro, I just had a customer from last week claim me tinting the front 210 Trailblazer had caused his rear wiper to spaz out. Embarrassed smiley face.
Oh God. On an O2 Trailblazer, 2 front doors caused the wiper. Wow. I don't even know how I would handle that situation. Those things are so far from connected. That's ridiculous. Especially on an older model like that. Whew! Thank you for the 5, man. Yeah, so this morning I had a guy that was supposed to leave a deposit for, what is it, for 11:30 today. And what happened was he left the deposit at 9:30, and it worked out. Like it's like, okay, fine. I didn't think I was gonna do it. So he was getting a back window removed and retinted. It was just old film. So I gave him the pricing for it. Oh, no, he was just going to have it retinted because he was asking about getting it removed and retinted. And then I gave him the pricing for it, and he's like, oh, I'll just do it myself. And I'm like, are you sure? And I tried to talk to him a little bit about it. And he was like, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be good. Yep, no problem. I'm like, okay. Well, I will then see you at 11:30. And then he called, and he's like, hey, I'm running 10 minutes late. I'm like, yeah, no problem. How did the removal go? And he's like, oh, I couldn't do it. I had flashbacks from before. And I was like, okay, that's really unfortunate because I don't have time to do both now. And he's like, what? Like, yeah, like I have another appointment at 1 o'clock. Like, there's no way I'll be able to do a removal and a retint on it. Like, I can reschedule you, but I can't get them all done. Never mind. I'll just cancel. Okay, I'm sorry. So that was this morning, and then after that I had to remove. I had another guy call me this morning, unfortunately, with the windshield that I did a few days ago, and it had some curling issues right off the windshield. So that was something else. So I'm like, I am so sorry. I'll get it done. That's one reason I didn't have time to do that other one. So I got that windshield sitting outside right now. I gotta go double check it and just make sure everything's okay. Where'd you get the knife? Amazon. I'm gonna recut this top edge. That cut went pretty well. There's just a very slight dip somewhere. So that's one reason I was curious about this, was because of the angle. It's got two. Is it better than the red dot? No, the snapper's gonna fall apart on me. This isn't gonna last long term. At least I don't think so. I like the colors, and I saw it, and they actually said it was good, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. I don't think it's as solid. It definitely doesn't feel as solid. But I don't know if it's just because I'm so used to the red dot or not, but there's just something about this where you could feel it cutting, like feel the blade a little bit more when you're cutting. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't think it's, I don't know. It's okay. I mean, that top edge went. You might think that went bad because we had to cut it a few times, but I never skipped off the whole time that I was cutting it, so that was nice. Good Lord. That little bit of tint that I pulled off right at the end, that like dental floss line of tint, just sliced into my finger, man. So now I gotta deal with that. Today, man. All right. Get a towel here. Ever get a window tint paper cut? They just They don't stop. They don't even hurt. They're just annoying. Because it's like, I'm going to be bleeding everywhere for the next hour. I have some other knives that I like for top edges. Well, that's cool. That makes sense. I've just always used a red dot, and I've never really thought to use anything else. Because, you know, so many people recommend the red dot, so... You know. So if something else just gives you, like, a better feel for cutting that top edge, then... That was kind of what I was going after. Red dot's great for the half click. This one has the half click too, but the snapper is already falling off, so that's going to be a big problem. You should have your own brand of Band-Aid. We might have to go that route. If it happened all the time, you could be sure of it. But I don't think so. Maybe we'll just wrap some glass aid around it. That'll work. This is the worst. Red dot is my favorite altogether, but as long as the blade is a snug fit, it's good. So, yeah, like, literally just something I'm playing around with. I don't intend to do anything more than that. So yeah, they have, look like they have the exact same amount of clicks here, so that's cool. It had like a different top edge here. So I don't know what this would be like to cut a top edge, so that's why we were messing around with it too. And you can hear that, right? This one's way louder. Everything about it's okay. It feels like a little cheesier and a little lighter than this does. But it is nice to cut with. I don't know, there's something about it that's nice to cut with, but this snapper, that snapper's already starting to break. This thing is not gonna last very long at all. So, yeah, it was literally nothing more than I picked it up, put a blade in it, and now I'm cutting with it. Do you ever use a speed loader? No. What do you think is the hardest car to tint? Generally just classic cars. Oh. Here, I'm gonna even put a newer one in here. C6 vet. I like the color of it though. I was like, dang, that is cool. A black knife with green, like it matches, but I don't think I'm going to be using this for very long. Did you take the seal out for any car at all? Very rarely. There are a couple, yeah. When you get into stuff like the old, old Lincoln Continentals, I think. There's the Lexus ES350. Is that it? Those seals, definitely helpful to remove. There's like a handful. The Durangos, I'll remove those seals because there's a module in the door. So like every once in a while, there is something that I think is just way more beneficial to remove. But I mean, on all the stuff where it's like, at least on the majority of stuff where people are like, oh, it's easy to just pop out the seals. They're typically easy to tint without popping the seals for me too. So I don't really see a point. So if you want to do it, go for it. You just won't see it much from me. Until one day we start popping everything and then, you know, hey. What's your favorite car? I haven't seen one in a little while. Malibu. Get me a Malibu. Definitely haven't seen one in a little bit. Hope you're doing well. So it seems that most tint shops in my area only offer Suntech, Lumar, and XPEL for top films. What would you recommend? Out of those three, I'd recommend whichever shop looks like they're going to do the best job and go with them. All those films you'll be good with. All those films you'll be good with, depending on, you know, what you're looking for. So, just depends. Just depends on what the shop's going to do at that point. Sounds like I mean, those are all good companies. All right, this guy, and... All right, 1 second. Canon. I gotta run outside real quick, just make sure... Or should we do that? No. I'll be right back. I gotta run outside really quick. I gotta go look at a vehicle to make sure the windshield's still good. 2 seconds. Cool. Everything looks good with it. Let me... See if you can... Okay. I purchased your limited green squeegee 6 Glass 8 before they went out of stock. Let me tell you, I freaking love it. Blessings, man. Keep. Aw, that's really nice. Glad you like it. The Glass 8 is... Oh, shit. I totally forgot. Glass 8 is back in stock. It's going to be in stock for a little bit here. We do have more getting worked on, and it's going to be on the way, so it's just feathering this little, like, until we have, like, a ton of it in stock. So we're getting it in waves right now. Let me update the title here. So other distributors are also in stock too, or will be very shortly. So Sun Distributing, Tint Depot, Dragon, and 44 Tools, they're all going to have it again. This is it's a lot to do. So that's one reason it's been so difficult. but cool. Did you you did a Durango? What do you think is a fair price for a full tint windshield and all, or the back windows UV protect from the factory? No, on those ones, the only windows that'll have UV protection are laminated. So that goes with like factory or like whatever. Back windows, some are laminated, but a lot of them aren't. So just check the top edge and you'll be able to tell really quick. So on this one, for example, the ram here, yeah, there's a little dip here. I'll see if I can show you guys that. So there's this little, like, it's like a sandwich here. So this is laminated. So this has UV. This is factory tinted on the back here. This is a rounded edge. So these ones, even though they're factory tinted or like colored, there's no UV protection here. They're not laminated. So very few rear windows are laminated, but they do exist. Back windows, like the back glass is never. Windshields are always, because those are 100% laminated all the time. And let's see, as far as pricing goes, it depends. It depends on the film for sure. But we would start that, to give you a good baseline. Up here, we would start you at $280 for all the sides in the back, and then an additional like $130 to $150 for the full windshield. And then for carbon and ceramic, those would be more expensive. I gotta change this too. So I had to use a lot of ATR earlier. It worked. It worked really well. I made slime off of the windshield. It was gross, but it did work. So we're gonna get a new pad here. Did you tint bulletproof glass? I tried. It didn't work. I thought it might work, but it also had some cracks in it. It didn't stick right. The guy was so passive about it too. As soon as I was looking at it, he was like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine." I'm like, "Whoa, hang on. Let me look at it, and then I'll let you know if it is fine or not." Because he didn't even want to bring up that it was different because he was worried he was going to get charged differently for it. And I'm like, if this seems like every other job, then we can definitely do it. But I got to take a look at it first. Stop ignoring me. What's the question? Good Lord. Yes. There's always one person that I pick in chat to ignore. That's how this works. Can you tint over plexi? No, you need a special film. There's a couple. There's like blister free. That's one, but it's really expensive. So you got to be like really determined. Super chat. Funky you.
Old Man Kid super chatted $79.65. Ty buddy, have a great day. Later Gator.
Whoa! Holy shit! Wow, at the same time. Hang on, we gotta deal with something here too. Somebody is sensitive apparently. Old Man Kid, thank you so much for the 100 Canadian. Jesus, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, buddy. Have a great day. Later, Gator. Aw. Thanks so much. Definitely appreciate that. That's huge. Right at the same time that we had somebody being a complete dick. That's annoying. 100 pancakes. We could buy a couple of pancakes with that. Thank you, sir. Dang. What an annoy... So, just a light disclaimer here. There are quite a few people chatting. And I try to answer whatever questions that I can. So the thing is, when lots of people start asking things around the same time, and I'm talking especially, I don't hear everything. I try to, but I'm not that good. So I can't hear over myself talking. So you kind of have to either time things or just repeat questions a couple of times if you really want me to answer them. Otherwise, don't take it personally. Somebody took it very personally, so I'm sorry. Goodbye. It's almost like you have a job to do. Yeah, right? It's almost like there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Bad vibes ban. But yeah, back to good vibes. Old man kid, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, with the, so I remember the question earlier we were talking about it. So I'm 280 in a color stable dyed with carbon, where, what do we start? We usually start at like 350 on all the sides and the back in carbon, and then we do 160 for the full windshield. Ceramic is like 450 or 500, and then another like 200 for the full windshield. And then we have Apex, which Apex is gonna be, it's just gonna be more. So Apex is more in line with like the top tier ceramics, 'cause that's what it is. But we gotta play around with it first. I should probably close that door over there. That's a little bit much. Was just watching a different video. Where could I order some of the tape they used to cut out the film? Tint stuff. Tint stuff. Dang it. The site is mytintstuff.com, and now we have it on a couple distributors' websites again. So the tape is called Glass Aid. Why do you... Oh, I can't see. You're too blurry. Hang on. Let me squeegee, and then I can see it. Oh, that's better. Was just... no, we read that one. Why do you tint roll up the window? What? Love you guys, but some of you guys need to read your own messages before you type them. Or before you send them. See, look at that. Why pull the seal when you can just do that? I don't know. That's me. Have you ever tried flex film ceramic? Yeah, back in the day, actually. I used to like them. I don't talk about them much anymore, because I don't like them anymore. Kind of a shitty company. Could I pay you to teach me, or to, yeah, Kinda. No, not yet. So I want to have classes. I just don't yet. But when we do have them, it's something that I don't know. I had a whole bunch of ideas I was talking about. I think we're going to have to go for a traditional one. 3 days.
Jet 612 super chatted $4.99. Listen me. I important more than you. That ram can wait. Customers wait too. Keep doing you bro, let them cry man, tears. My grammar was intentional.
Oh, what was that? T-Jet. T-Jet with a 5. Thank you. Listen me. I important more than you. Yeah, exactly. Some people just don't get it. I don't know. Customers wait too. Keep doing. Bro, let them cry man tears. My grammar was intentional. Thanks, man. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I don't get it. But some people are just like that. There. Neat. Looks good. Next. I need to get a new steamer today too. I gotta put that on a list. So my steamer, it was not a very expensive steamer, and that bit me in the butt this morning. So I went to go remove that windshield, and I turned on my steamer, and just nothing happened. And I took it outside and I shot it. That thing, oh, it's so frustrating today. So, I don't know. I gotta get a steamer. I don't know if I want to get the Jiffy's, though. Jiffy makes a good steamer. I just don't like the setup a whole lot. I don't like the big metal handle. I really don't. Oh, wait. Was this not up all the way? Let's make sure that was up all the way first before... What are we doing? There we go. That's more like it. Jiffy makes plastic tips. Can I just so here's the thing. Can I just get a replacement hose with no end and just keep the rubber end? That's what I want. That's been the best for me. Because you can there's this little gap in between third brake lights that you can shove that hose into. So if you ever have a problem, I'm just cleaning this so many ways out of order right now. Sorry, it's just one of those weird days. Don't mind me. But the thing that I like to do with my cheap steamers is I'll hack off the end. And that way I can shove the steam at the bottom of the window in those hard to reach spots. I like doing that. So with the Jiffies, they have that big wooden handled metal edge thing, and I get it's a more premium end. It's too much for what I use it for. I don't like that at all. I hit the end and I burn myself. It's not flexible. It's just bumping. I just don't like it. I've never liked it. But I also feel weird about buying a steamer like that and just hacking off the end. Plus, it needs to be a little bit longer anyways. So with the cheaper steamers, I'll just chop them up. I don't care. But if I'm going to have a cheap steamer and it's not going to work, that's an even bigger problem. So I got to find something. I know people are talking about some pressure steamers, like the Wagner pressure steamer. I don't know how I feel about the pressure steamer. I think I've used it, or I used an older version of it. I feel like it looks like it puts out a lot of steam, but it doesn't get very hot, but I don't know. Maybe it's just how I remove film. Maybe I should ask my group. If you have link recommendations, you can post them in my Facebook group. I know most people talk about the Jiffy ones. My Wagner is every bit as good as my Jiffy. So, is that the pressure steamer then? Because if we got somebody that's used a couple of them, that's what I want to hear. If you've used a cheap pressure steamer and then you've used it versus a Jiffy, and it's that comparable, then I'll go get it. What do it mean when tint curl up the window? Oh, like earlier? So, I should ask. Wagner pressure steamer's terrible. Damn. So, earlier we had I tinted a full windshield. This was off stream, tinted a full windshield. Everything was fine. Customer took it. 2 days later, messages me, and the film was literally like rolled part off of the windshield on the inside. And I'm like, holy crap. That's no good. Bring it to me. I will fix it right away. So that's what I did right before I came on stream today. As far as I can tell, so when you're in states that change temperature, there's a couple things. One, I was rushed towards the end of that install because I messed up the first one, and then I was redoing it, and so I had my 1 o'clock appointment, and then I had that one. So it all looked good. I guess I just didn't squeegee it down as much, or is there some residue towards the ends or something? So that's as best as we can figure. That day was also a little cooler outside. So I've been really used to hot summer weather. So it is possible that when you're on this little in-between, that it's just not, the film isn't drying as fast. So it might need to sit for a minute and make sure it's pressed down really firmly before it goes, and that's definitely something I tried to do, but again, it was only on the driver's side, it wasn't on the passenger side, but it also happened a little bit towards the bottom too, so I don't know. Kind of freaked me out. Never good to see something like that happen, but I had it sitting outside in the sun, and everything looks good with it now. So, hey, we fixed it. Yay! This is going okay. Mine's just a basic Wagner steamer. Takes more time to warm up than the Jiffy. I just cut film so what warms up. The warm-up time doesn't bug me a whole lot. The steamers that I were using were pretty quick. So I used to use a little, I've used like all different Jiffy ones before. But for a while I was using a little shark steamer. Can't seem to find it anymore. That thing was pretty reliable and worked well enough. And then they just, I just picked up like a, I forgot what it was called. It was just like $60. Wasn't anything crazy. But it's got plenty hot enough. It started fast. And it worked well. But apparently when it sits there for long enough, it just decided to stop working. So, hey, that's a big problem. So, I need to... Mine throws out a lot of water before it gets steam going. That's not great. I have the Wagner. Mine is the 17 or 715, like $50 on Amazon. Okay, so we got some cheaper Wagner ones. Yeah, I don't think you need a very expensive steamer. But you kind of learn about these things as you go. And like, apparently with the cheap steamer, they'll kick out water. Or whatever else. Yeah, this one was great. It's just the tank on it was loose, so it doesn't have like a fixed down point for it. It didn't spit out water, it started up, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Just randomly decides to not work. Which is the worst, because you could have... Good Lord. Hang on. 2 seconds. There we go. Anyways, but if you have a steamer, chances are you're not carrying around 2 steamers with you. So, yeah. I mean, you could always carry a spare of absolutely everything in the shop, but I didn't. Do I have the key there? Okay, good. I got the key there. I'm all about brands. I trust Jiffy or Wagner. Wagner is, I mean, on their cheap end, they're still like anybody else for the most part, I think. But I think they tend to be like a little better than super sketchy. Like, I mean, I use their heat guns a lot, but I used the more expensive ones that they had, and man, every single one of them died on me. So, like, they do what they're supposed to, but for how long is always the question. And with steamers, there's a couple more things there, too. But I'll keep it in mind. I don't know if... I know there's, like, the pod steamer. Always use a steamer for removal. Now I hate scraping. Yeah, definitely need a steamer. They're great for back windows, especially. Back windows and windshields, when you have to do a removal for that. I sprayed a bunch of ATR on it. I took a squeegee, and like it was... I haven't used ATR in a minute here for just a lot of glue removal. But it turned it into like a slime that you could pick up. It was kind of wild with this film. So, I just let it sit on there. The glue like soaked it up, and then I just took my squeegee and like scraped most of it off with the squeegee, just like backstroke, and just like you could pick up giant globs of it. It was like in this in-between state where it wasn't all like it wasn't like, it didn't just dissolve. It was goopy, so at least I could like pick up the chunks and throw them into the trash or whatever. So that was helpful at least. So I didn't want it to like dissolve and start running down the insides of the vehicle or anything like that. Oh, shit. Hang on one sec. Cannon. All right. I hate to leave it in a state of limbo like this. But it's okay right here, just as long as you get back to it quick before it starts to dry out. No, I had the guy for the other vehicle came in to pick it up, so I just wanted to just run out with them. So everything's good with it. We'll be fine. That T-bell. Okay. Dude, is anybody having trouble with like fast food places and stuff? Like, I know this is like a major detraction, but holy dude, I don't know what is going on. Well, I kind of do, but still, it's like post like pandemic everything is like everything's like out of stock all the time. Hours are just majorly screwy, and you never know what they're gonna have, and like it's just you can't, you have no idea anymore. Just stuff that you're like, I just go for tacos. Sorry, we don't have tacos today. And you're like, wait, what? So then you drive to another one. Our computers are down. What? Come on, man. And then you like, and then you drive to another one, and oh, they're closed, and like nobody's reporting their hours, and it's just like, what the hell, dude? It's like that all the time. So, like, and then you're thinking of like, what food do I want to eat today? And you finally decide. So we went on a Sunday. We went on a Sunday to go to, what was it? It was Bob Evans. I like their breakfast in the morning sometimes. They're good. So we were just like, we woke up, we felt good. We're like, let's go. I know it was a Sunday morning, so there's going to be like some wait. But they're like, yeah, it's going to be like an hour. And we're like, okay. No, we'll just go somewhere else. So then we found somewhere else, and they're like, about 20 to 30 minute wait. Okay, that's fine, we can wait. And we're just sitting there. 20 to 30 minutes goes by. And then we're like sitting kind of like inside now waiting, and we're going to be seated soon. And then we noticed that literally nobody has gotten food since we've been waiting that whole time. Everybody's been sitting there with like drinks and stuff. And it's just like, oh, wait, what? We're going to be here for like 2 hours before we get any food. It's just, my God. good help. Hard to come by these days, apparently. And restaurants act like they can't be open. The dine-in, drive-through, long. Yep, that's a big problem too. I mean, there's issues with like half capacity, and I understand some of that too. But it's like you don't even know what to do anymore. It's really, yeah. Service people are tired, pay is still good, good distributors are running out of inventory, it's tough. I know, it's way more wild still than I thought it would be at this point. But there's like, look, what is it, Taco Bell, McDonald's, all those places, like, they've been that way forever, man. So it's just a little wild to me that some of those places are just like extra terrible all the time now. And then even when you're like, okay, I'll drive a little farther to this one's better. And then you get used to that for a minute. And then they let you down. And you're like, no! Taco Tuesday. What was that thing you were just using? What thing? What color was it? McDonald's ice cream machine is working now? That's why I just married my air fryer. It's funny you say that. No joke. We've been using our air fryer a whole ton. Air fryer's like the small one, like the small like egg-shaped one. Those are super convenient. They warm up fast. They work so well. I was surprised. I thought we might buy it, and then we'd use it a couple times at a sit. No, we use that thing all the time too. That reddish thing that you were using, what was it? Oh, this thing? It's a plastic scraper. These ones are custom colored. They used to be yellow. They're now like a fuchsia. They're on the mytintstuff.com site. I get paid $60 for tint 5. Do you think I should ask for a raise? So it's tough. The air fryer makes leftovers fresh. Yeah, like an oven, right? That's what it is. Just a little mini oven, but it's fast. Because you look at like one of those big ovens and you're just like, man, that's gonna take forever. I'm never gonna start that thing, not unless I'm baking something serious here. It's just gonna sit there. Air fryer, boom, it's ready to go. Yes, worth it. So, I mean, I can't speak about the shop that you're tinting for, but I have some observations. Some shops won't want me to say this, but some shops can afford to pay you well, and some shops can't. And wherever you're at, here's a really difficult thing that sucks. The place that you're working at will only ever pay you so much. And the biggest pay raises that I've ever had has been from hopping from one business to another business, because you have just more negotiating power. So like if somebody's paying you like $15 an hour or whatever they're paying you, I'm just using that as a whatever number. It's like they're paying you 15, and then like what? You might be able to get eked up to like 17, 18, like 20 would be a pretty substantial jump. They're not going to pay you like 30 or 40, right? Because they've been paying you 15. But going into another company brand new that just has their stuff together or really needs the help or something, it's like you're just starting completely fresh there. So they can, another place usually can, it's how you can negotiate major pay raises that way. The other thing, this is another thing that shops probably aren't super keen on me saying. When you're tinting for tint shops, some of them do very well, and some of them, again, they don't do so well. The thing is, though, it's always their main business because that's what they are. However, there are a lot of other businesses that are somewhat associated with tint, and tint isn't their main business, so you can usually take a much bigger percent somewhere else that's not a dedicated tint shop and add a tint shop. Those are just some loose things, though. I just finished a ram myself, 50 full windshield, 15% rest of the truck, covered with BCM. Hell yeah, nice job. We're doing, actually no, we're 50 on the windshield, 20 on the back, and then we'll be 35. It's ram day. Truck Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. Well, we are very steady. I alone do a few 5s and complete 2s a day. Well, then, I mean, by all means, ask them. But I'm just saying, like, if they say no, that might be a good reason why they don't. So. Should I start working for a tint shop first? I've been working on a family's car just to get practice. If you can get hired in at a tint shop and they'll teach you. A lot of tint shops don't like hiring people that don't know how to tint right off the gate. They'll hire, it's tough. So unfortunately there's no set rules with any of this. It's all tough across the board. But getting hired into a tint shop and having them teach you it can be just as difficult because they have to invest in you, and a lot of shops are worried you're just gonna leave. You're gonna go to them for training, you're gonna get paid while you're doing it, and then you're gonna go start your own business. So you can definitely try. Keep practicing on your own, and you can work on building up your own business too if that's the route you want to go. Or if you just want a tint job, then yeah, try and get hired at a shop. But if you don't get hired at a shop, a lot of times that's why. It did a new ram today, 5 all around with 35 on the windshield. Look at that. We got lots of rams today. Am I lost in time? You might be. Okay, so we got this back to do. Not smart today. If I was a smart man. All right, so I need to get a template because that's how we're going to do this today. There is nothing here, so another way that I could do it is I could glassade the outside and then cut my pattern on the outside. I don't know if I feel like jumping up and down a few times. But I need a liner. So I'm not smart because I threw them away, but I guess I'm going to get that one. Tint World out my way apparently doesn't get any work. They're like any other place, man. They're a franchising company, though. So they're all like, as far as I know, like most of them are independently owned. And they promise the world, but they got it just as hard as anybody else does. Does good work. Wow, that's a big difference there then. Well, that's good. That changes things. There was one that I knew in my area. They're still looking for people. They're having hard times finding tinters out in an area where there's lots of independent people. Livonia. Yes, that one. They kept bugging me about coming to tint for them. We were very far off on pricing. Maybe they have good help now, I don't know. But it's tough, man. It's tough to find people. So we want to line this up. See, this is where a plotter would come in handy, right? Instead of doing it this way. But you know, sometimes you just end up doing it this way. I was always asked, why don't I make a template? Well, I've been starting to, because now I actually have a glass board to play around with. So we just need a real rough one right here. We'll clean it up on an actual piece. Just measure the glass with a tape measure. You're assuming that I know where my tape measure is. I'm looking at it for the rounds too. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna layer it over an actual piece of tint, and then I'm just gonna cut the whole thing out and then put it on here. Like a fake plotter, I can't get the edge. Come on, there we go. There we go. I don't know where my tape measure went though. I had one. It's around here somewhere. I got too much square footage to lose things though. I always put it right here, and now it's gone. $17.5 across the top, 20 across the bottom, 12 tall, then round your corners. Well, I remember it's 12 tall. That definitely helps. This way. So we can get a few out of this. Actually, you can get everything out of a 36. Do you do PPF? No. I've done it. I don't like it. It was really relaxing. So when you have a job that's pretty straightforward, it was kind of nice to slow down and concentrate on a PPF job. But it's difficult in its own right. It's totally, it's a lot of stretching. So it's kind of like window tinting and kind of like vinyl wrapping. But yeah, I have no wish to get back into it. They would always ask me if I want to come in and do a special PPF job. No, I'm good. Is this your shop? It is. I get to chill. Do things at my own pace. I like it. It's good. Yeah, this'll work. One-man show. For the most part, the thing that I really needed the most help with was scheduling. Scheduling and follow-ups. That takes up so much extra time, and it's a lot of just repeat messages and stuff. So I have somebody that helps out with that, which is really nice. And then all the tinting. I mean, I've been a one-person show for a very long time anyways. So this is like, okay, I have a space all to myself. I've always done the tint work all by myself anyways, or at least like most things. So now it's very, oh man, it's so quiet here too. There's not even any crickets anymore right now. It's so peaceful. But it's not always sunshine and rainbows, though. How are you reading the comments? Text to speech. And a little bit of psychic. Oh, the comments get read to me. Should have stayed in the vehicle. So this guy, I've been using the flat edge on the tint, and it's been working pretty well. And then just kind of like pulling on this lip here and getting this film pulled up far enough into that gasket. Or it's not a gasket, it's just a metal frame. So it'll be pretty tight. But usually you can get it in there. Pinky and the Brain. I never was able to watch that show. I know the characters, but I never saw it. Not much. Brain, brain, brain. Is it hard to do window tint? Yeah, it's definitely, it's not hard once you know how to do it. It's just really frustrating skill to learn. So, it takes time. A lot of time and patience. Hey man, what's up? Joining late. Just got fed up with a Challenger. Never had that many problems. Ooh, that's no good. Back window issues. Shifty doors. Just general things not going your way. Man, welcome to the club today. I've had that a few times in the past couple of days. Not with Challengers, but like just with a few vehicles. It's just like some really simple dumb mistakes that cost a lot of time. And it's like, man, I swear I've done this before, but some days it's just like, I'm so over it. So I'm going to grab that other side. We're going to cut out our other template. There's a couple little things here. There's this little nub here. We'll just cut that out on the inside. We'll probably make that side edge a little bit shorter. Ever tinted a Nissan Cube? Yeah. Don't remember it very well. I do know that is one of the goofiest shaped windows with like a weird headliner. Why not do them like I do? Cut them on the outside. Most of the time there's like a tonneau cover or something in the way. This one there's not, so that's cool. But I just don't feel like it today. I don't feel like going up and down. Let me tint how I want to tint, man. They want to do a collab, they can go fuck off. What was that with those? Oh yeah, the circle windows on the cube. They're goofy, man. It's been a long time. I don't have anything that I could tell you about it. I should have used this for here. Look at that. I got a straight edge. Ta-da! So the bottom is fine. Good to hear from you in the Clubhouse. Not sure if you talked about that today or not. I'm in there. Oh, that's cool. No, I didn't talk about the Clubhouse. Nobody asked. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's a hugely interesting subject, and it's really, really cool to see how people are bringing live streams to their tint businesses. Or just video, like anything media related into your business. But that's like, you don't need, it's cool because you don't need a big channel to make an impact on your own customers. You have like a business listing, Facebook, and you can stream there. So to get interaction between those, that's super cool to hear. What do we need? We need sprayer, and then we're good to do this one. Are the dot matrix an issue on the newer cars? There are issues on every car. Every car that doesn't have it laminated. Tint just doesn't stick to the dots, so you're always going to see it. Unless they're factory tinted. What Clubhouse? Oh, so there's a like a podcasting group app called Clubhouse, and that's where there's a Window Film Pros group in it, and they meet every Thursday, and they'll discuss various topics. That was the first one I've been a part of. I like the idea a lot. I think it's really cool. I'm a little bit... I don't know why Clubhouse, though. Oh, no. I thought we had it right. Do we not have this right, really? I was thinking I had to film the other way. Oh, my bad. We gotta go recut this. We gotta cut it the other way. Templates. I put the film on opposite because back window, truck, and then I had my template on the wrong way, so we just gotta recut this real quick. But we'll have another piece for that middle slider. Did the same thing today. What a noob. Man, it just... There's certain things that I understand, and then there's certain things that are just like, man, every time I go to do it, I have to like think about it extra hard. This is one of those things where it's like, wait, if I'm cutting my template on the outside, so we gotta do what this way then? So this way, and then, yep, it's gotta be this way, right? See what I'm saying? I'm just like way confused. Yep, this is right. Okay. I hate it. Which way is the sticky gotta go? I think it's the Clubhouse that way because people can speak more freely and it's not recorded. Yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know if it'll ever catch on that way. I guess it's not supposed to. In the same way, then? I don't know. Like, you see, like a lot of people have private groups. My group is public. I live stream. I don't put that behind a wall or anything. Everything I do is pretty open. So with a platform like that, what's hard is like, I guess it's like, what's the goal? So like with last week's topic, it would have been super helpful to, I think, a lot more people, but there's a lot of people that'll just never hear that. So that's a little like, kind of sucks. And then we're not gonna have another long format discussion about that anytime soon either. So like, that's where I'm a little bit like, oh, I wish it would live on. But I was really impressed with everybody in handling their microphones. That was super cool. I was like, you get that many people in a group, like you're just gonna have all sorts of mic issues. And then no, everybody was pretty good about talking and then muting themselves. So I almost want to take it and then take that discussion and then stream it, but hey. It's just like my thoughts on the platform, really. It worked well. It was cool. I definitely have fun talking about live streaming. Wow, this whole thing. Not much room here. Well, I guess we're gonna have to trim off a little bit more than I thought. Something like that. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of overlap over there now. Where does it start? Right here. Yay, that one's good. So let's do the middle. Somebody said it was about 12 tall. How wide is this one? Do you know? That would help me out a bunch. Then I can just cut out a square. Plus I have this I guess I can use. It's about that wide. From here to about there. That's how wide it is. So this right about there. With glass 8, is it hard to put enough pressure to go through just the tint, not the tape? It can be. It's definitely a little tricky to cut on when you get used to it. Mine says 14.1. Oh yeah, so we got plenty. So roughly that. We can trim this off a little bit more. Right about there. And then we can shorten this up too. Right about there. So is this going to fit? Probably. And the good news is it doesn't matter which way this goes. So if I cut it front or back. Yeah. Yep. Aw, look at that. That'll work real nice. So I gotta put, what, another tape measure on my list. I gotta put a steamer on my list. Some random other shop things. Ta-da! Use a handheld steamer? Oh, like those little all-in-one unit things? Oh. Ooh. Yeah, you need one with a wand. It'd be so much more helpful. At least getting into places. Yay! Let's take a heat gun, touch a couple things up. Then we're gonna do this this windshield here. What time is it? 4:12. Good. Good, good, good. We're making good time. Things are going nicely. And we got plenty of time to do that windshield. By when I said about to expect the vehicle. Because I had this thing dropped off at 1 and I was still working on something else. So, told them we'd be done about 5. And they decided to go live with it too. So that takes up time. It's, yeah, it would be. Yeah, that handheld steamer. I saw those and I thought it'd be funny to play around with one, but I didn't know anybody bought them to use for steaming tint. But like when steamers became like, you know, everybody recommends steamers. Those weren't really a thing when I started tinting, at least not that I ever remember seeing. Now I see them a lot more in stores, but I don't think anything of them. That's yeah, you're not gonna get that in the back window so very well. All right. On to, we're doing 50% windshield here. So we have 35 in the front, 20 over the back, and then, I got the roll here? Yes, this one. See, this is why I also have my windshields prepped ahead of time. When I actually remember to do that, now I can just throw some film. It's all dry. It's ready to go. Don't have to wait for it. We did all the drying while we were working on other things. Do you heat shrink the back window? A little bit. So I definitely, the way that I install those in the top, I take the heat gun. If there's any little like touch-ups to do on the top of the inside especially. For the most part, you don't have to, but any window about that size or bigger, I'll try and shrink them just a little bit. Especially if I have it like over on that board. It only takes me a second to do, so. Yeah, that was, what I did on the inside was more for touch-ups. Do we, oh no, we still have it. Okay, cool. I can't see this thing in my pouch, so I keep thinking I lose it. It's definitely gonna fall out. Just waiting for it to be gone forever. All right. Sorry, let me tilt this down just a bit. Might be able to see this a little bit better that way. Windshields are... You have to look a little different. There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. Just spent 5 hours trying to tint a back window and failed miserably. But I'm coming back tomorrow. That's how you gotta look at it. We've all been there. It's so frustrating. But every time, like, it does help to take a break too. And then you come back to it kind of fresh and less frustrated. But yeah, you'll get it. You'll get a little more every day. This will be one of your hardest parts right here. Just learning how to shrink. People say it's tough, but I'm sure you can do it easily. Well, with lots of practice, yeah. Lots of practice, you can make damn near anything look easy. That's the nice thing about tinting, really, is like when you suffer through all the headaches of learning how to install this crap. So that's how you feel about it in the beginning. You're just like, ah. Then, like, it can be really easy going. You'll always have those days that'll just drive you crazy. So it's not like easy, but you know what I mean? Like, you can have an easy time going about knocking out cars and make good money and enjoy doing it. Bug back window. Yep, no fun. Somebody mentioned the newer ones. I did whatever, I don't know if they've changed the model again, but whatever the last gen VW Beetle was, that one wasn't as hard as like the earlier 2000s Beetle. Still not like simple, but it was easier. The installing was the hard part? Oh, okay. How'd you do it? Did you carry it in like zombie/Frankenstein, or did you try and reverse roll it? Yeah, that Beetle, that one's no fun. Unless it's a convertible. See, so when I was tinting for other companies, sometimes I would get a schedule. And then so you get that like the night before. And then every once in a while, like there was one time that there was like a VW Beetle on my schedule, and then it's just like so like keeps you up all night. You're just like, oh come on, I got to do these things and I got to do that Beetle. I hope it doesn't show up. You just cross your fingers and hope it doesn't show up. 2004 one. Yeah, yep, 2004 to 2007. Yeah, that's the obnoxious one. Whenever they changed it past that, it still is difficult, but it did get easier. Not by like a ton. Canon. Hey man. Hey, still working on Windshield, so I'll be probably about another 23 minutes at the most, I think. But, okay, just let me know. Sure. YouTube primarily, so I do stream on Twitch too, but yeah, the Tint Studio channel. So, thanks. Yeah, you guys can actually check it out. Just Google Tint Studio. Yep, yep. Literally on there right now. Go for it. Okay, there we go. Cool. You got dropped off a little bit early. So, we have the rest of this windshield to do. So it's all shrunk. We got to cut it out. We got to clean the inside. And we got to put it in. We also got to make sure we cover up that BCM. But as long as this goes all well, no problem. Uh-oh. Canon. Sorry, dudes. I think my headset became disconnected, and I gotta reconnect it or something. Do you have distributors in the UK? Tried ordering some from your site, but shipping is far too much for me. Rap Gear might have it in the future. That's about the only one international that I know of. Unfortunately, we're just getting it back in stock right now, so it's going to be a little hard to come by for a minute. Let me see here. I walked outside with my headphones on. I forgot. I can't do that. Oh, yeah. There they go. They are working now. Sweet. Yeah, rapgear.nl. They bought it from GDI. And GDI shipped them like 100 rolls a while back. So they do they're getting more, but I literally just shipped GDI their order that they've had in for months. So it's going to take a little while to get back over there. It's just one of those things. Man, we've had such a hard time trying to get it again. But we're getting back there with a plan. Did I miss it? Not yet. Any thoughts on Expel? Yeah, they have good products, good company, solid branding. You do well with them for sure. They're territory based too, so not everybody that wants to carry them has the ability to carry them. Which is why I've never looked in their direction that way. But they have a lot of really helpful resources for you as a company for sure. You just got to play in their ballpark because they want you to be as uniform with their other dealers as possible. What's up? Ooh, don't stick. Alright, guess we gotta go run back around. That corner, sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. But if you're pulling it and it grabs that corner, don't keep pulling, you'll pull your whole windshield off. Fix up those corners. We gotta cover up the dash. Did you cut in the middle of the tape line? Yes, sir. Yeah, I use the glass aid as a guide, and a protection surface. That was its main deal. Or else you can use whatever pinstriping that you want to use. I just would rather not risk taking a blade to something that's going to cost me hundreds of dollars to replace. Okay, so, oh yeah, we also got to take off the mirror here too. So on these guys, your twists off. Oh, that one's on there. Good. So it's literally just like that. This guy pops out. And this little push pin, we don't need that guy anymore. So this is the only part I don't like. Oh, come on. There we go. Who's that looker in the mirror? Oh, the guy with all the crap on his head? I don't know. Okay, so these pull out. That tucks up out of the way. So that's something you don't have to do because you can go around the whole thing. But they're pretty easy to actually pull off and get back on. So past that, I don't do a whole lot else as far as like complicated mirror removals, but those are pretty straightforward. So BCM, we're gonna light up this. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but this white box here, special to these trucks, reach up and over. And I'll just literally one rag all the way on top. I'll cover all this stuff up. All the wires that are coming in, I just drape one over the top. And then I don't want to forget that I put that there, or else they'll steal one of my rags. Would make me sad. I had to use my my dash protector towel earlier too. So we're gonna do this the way that I used to do these before I had that dash protector. And that's with a good old soak shield, towel, and make sure you get extra rags to cover up stuff like the speaker grills. Because if you have like these little gaps here, mostly on that side, because that's the side you gotta worry about. Water will run down there. So keep that, and then we'll put a towel over, put a nice soak rope in there too. If I can find it. Yeah, there it is. I've forgotten a lot of rags in these. It's happened to be a couple times. It's probably for the best. They're safer that way. Where'd my push stick go? I shouldn't. Well, I guess we're using this again. I had a push stick. I keep losing it. Ever had an issue with Avery ceramic being hazy? I stopped at their, what is it, NR Pro. That's what I stopped at. So their NR Pro had some haze to it, so I was a little bit leery on even trying out their ceramic. So I heard a lot of weird things in the very beginning, so I just never touched it. Has anybody tried the new dash protector with the soak rope attached? Yeah, we have one. It's currently soaked right now, but I like it a lot. Unfortunately, I wouldn't spend money on it though. It's falling apart. That thing is almost on its way out. It's probably been 20 to 30 cars with it sitting over there. It is just falling to pieces. So you got to be really careful with it. But like right from the beginning, the rope started to, like, the rope got broke from the way that they stitched it in quite a few spots. So it starts to like shed little pieces of microfiber and stuff. It's still really helpful, and I still I use it because I think it's one of the best things. Tinstitute talks it up so much. Yeah, because they're Instagram. Should I stop there? Anyways, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like after like 30 uses. I think it's a great idea. It needs some refinement, and unfortunately, version 2 is not refined. So they're real smart with a lot of this. So I used it on a removal. Let me show you the side I mostly use. This side right here. Look at that. Look at how that is just completely falling to pieces. This is just coming off now. This is the rope. See how these are branched off, and they'll start to leave little microfiber pieces all over the place. Their stitching is coming apart in quite a few spots too. There were parts that were just leaving holes in it. It's mostly there. And then that's all kind of frayed right there too. So, man, I tell you, I still use it here and there because there's nothing that works and stays out of my way quite better than it. They just need to get that rope and stitching down better. But once they figure that out, I will highly recommend it too. I won't until then. Good concept, poor execution. Yep. Yep. So this is what it looks like otherwise. And I don't like this either. Like draping towels. I like the Soak Shield towel the best. I think mine is at home right now. Because like draping towels and like taking scrub pads and knocking against all this stuff, it starts shifting. Like it drives me crazy. And like these are extra fluffy too. So they'll start to, when you have tighter windows, they'll get bunched up and they'll rest against the glass. And I don't like any of that. So the idea is super cool and it works really well when it's brand new. It's just, it doesn't last very long. I wouldn't put it through the wash either. That starts to ruin it real quick. I'm sad. I'm like, I think they'll get it, but it's not ready yet. What do you do for your back glass from the inside to template? We cut templates all on the outside. So like here, I actually took the that Velcro strap off of the Scrub It because it would constantly grab all my towels. I just ripped them out. This is so much better. I like the Scrub It's a lot, but that Velcro piece, that needs to go. It's just stuck to way too many things. All that, see how just, yeek. I don't like that either, but. So you still see me use the towel from time to time, but I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's ruined. Having a hard time shrinking a Mazda back window. I don't have any immediate advice for you other than watch some more shrinking videos and keep practicing. Leave your top and bottom long so you have more material to kind of work with. If it's got a spoiler in the way, that'll kind of work against you. But good Lord. Wow. I hope those come off. Glass quality, man. Sometimes. On some of these windshields lately, been seeing it. It's not good. I gotta get a razor blade here. There's like some manufacturing carbon specs here. So like there's one there. There's a big one here. Hopefully they're just surface and they're not worked into the window, but definitely good to see this before I go to tint it. Yay, it came off. Oh, that's not. There we go, that one. Yep, that is surface. Cool. They're like hard specs. I've had some that are just like hard carbon specs that just would work their way into the glass and they're not coming out. Just from probably when it got made. And then hopefully that's it though. We'll keep an eye out for more. We're gonna wipe our hand over it quick, see if we can feel any. That seems good. there's one. There's one right here. New Chevys are sloppy with their ceramic borders. Ooh, thanks for the heads up on that one. I haven't noticed anything yet, but I will definitely keep an eye out. Chryslers were one. Like, there was one time I was tinting a couple of doors. This was a while back. Driver's door, perfectly fine. Passenger door, brand new truck. It was just completely speckled. I was like, wow. Ridiculous. Any plans for YouTube Shorts? No. I definitely have it in mind. I just don't have anything to bring to Shorts. They're just like YouTube videos. And they can do real well. Like, you don't get... It just hits a different audience, though. They're good for exposure. I just have to make something very shortable. So, something fast-paced, something that's, like, high energy or really interesting. So, like... Or it could be, like, close-ups of, like, windows getting squeegeed out or something. Or, like, all of a sudden I bust out the torch and start shrinking a windshield that way. Just, like, stuff that grabs your attention or looks really interesting. So I've thought about it, I just haven't done anything yet. I wonder what it would be like to put a GoPro on a heat gun. If that would just be weird or look cool. Stuff like that. Come on. There we go. That's a 1-hour truck for me all day. Ooh. What if you put some... Oh, dude, you just knocked it out of the park with that one. What if you put some different ice creams in front of a heat lamp and show how long they take to melt? That is solid. That is such a good idea. Yep, we'll do that. It's got so much of everything. We should go get like McDonald's ice cream cones or something. Oh, it's so smart. Thank you. If you see that one on this channel, know that it came directly from your idea. Have you seen the one where they install a window just by rolling the window up? That can't work. That was a good one too. Yeah, I have seen that. It does work, but it doesn't work. Okay, so it doesn't work clean. What you're seeing is you're seeing the outside or the inside of the window, and you're not seeing all the sheer amounts of bubbles and stuff on the outside. So it's like perfectly memeable. It's great. So what you can do is you can install a window, tuck it, it's all ready to go. Then you roll the window down a little bit, you peel it back, you spray it, and then that's where you start your video. Then you roll the window back up, and it looks like you just tinted it super easily. But it's very, like, you don't see much about it. It just, that's where the video ends. So that's the setup. It's such a good one, though. It's so fun. Because there's no way you're going to be able to line it up right just from tucking it in the bottom and then rolling the window down. It's going to be very, very difficult to try and line up anywhere near where it's supposed to be. I gotta think of a couple of... See, there's a lot of thought that can go into some of those videos, too. So for, like, ice cream in front of ceramic versus, like, dyed tint or something like that. You can do a short exposing that TikTok. Can I have that voice just say, this doesn't work, and then show the outside? Like, would that actually get views? Or maybe I start with doing it right at the beginning. See, this is why I haven't really done shorts either, is there's a lot of thinking and setup into something very simple. So I think people put just as much work into some of those that they do full-length YouTube videos. It's just, it's a different thing. It's so quick-paced and stuff. I like how simplistic it is, though. So I guess what I would do might be, I start to show it at the very beginning and just have a voice say, like, this doesn't work. And then so we roll it down, roll it back up. And then we make it seem cool, and then you show the outside. So it still has a lot of that original to it, but then it's a brief thing. And there's another one, too. There's those, like, rigid window tints, like, that they drop on the inside. You don't ever see the outside angles of them. You just see, like, oh, yeah, you just stick this in your seal, and then you can roll your windows up and down and look. They're tinted. It's just with this harder tint. I like this. This is a good conversation. These are all the things that I'm trying to think of in the background. So, like, I've got a really fun idea for a ceramic coatings video that I'm going to do here pretty soon. And they're very, like, they're catchy like that, right? Where it's, like, it's intriguing, it's fun. It would be cool to see a video on it. Those are the types of things that I try and put a lot of thought into. What does the dryer sheet do? Why do you put it on the outside? It helps with shrinking. So whenever you go to shrink a back window or a windshield, if you don't put anything on the surface of the glass, it just doesn't stick right to that surface. So you want it to, like, lay smooth and have something to cling to, and that's what dryer sheets do really well. So if you ever want to, damn it. So if you ever want to shrink a window and you didn't do that, you're going to have a real hard time. Much harder than just doing it even with it there. Well, it was all going nice. I got to jump over to that other side. I got to flush something out real quick. It's just one big piece of dust right in the center. Glad I caught it that early, too. And it's big. Like, not like lengthwise, but it's just, like, fat. So it'd be really easy to get out. Where is it? Right here. This little guy, right there. Most of this tint's all wet. That's great. So pull this back right about there. I can see it really easily. Better here than all the way at the bottom. so hopefully we don't jinx ourselves, but this should be really easy to get out. Whenever you have really thin hairs, they're real difficult to get out of the window. And we can drape it so it's running onto the towels and stuff. Would you like to, I found you, would you like to extend your car warranty? Man, I used to get so many letters about that. They're so crafty, too. I give them a lot of credit on their letter designs. They change them up. They make them look like emergencies and all that stuff. Any specific kind of dryer sheets? Actually, yeah, there's a few that work really well. Stay away from like the really cheap generic ones. Those are actually terrible. Something like Bounce or Snuggles. I use Snuggles now. Used to use Bounce for a long time. Both of them work really well. So there's also another product, if you're interested in finding stuff that works really well for shrinking. It's called Dry Shrink Prep. We don't use it as much right now, but that is another option that's available. Dryer sheets aren't super safe. But when they work well, we just keep using them. So, like, yeah. I just wish they make a less sticky version, I guess. So with some films it works really well, and then some it actually, I don't know, there's certain times of year it didn't quite work as well for what I was using at the time, so. I have a video of me tinting my window, rolling it down, then up, 4 million views. We were talking about that. That's awesome. It got posted, I don't know if it was your video specifically, but we had that video posted in my group. Like somebody ripped it and posted it in my group, and it did an insane amount of views too. It was crazy. That trend, man, there's just things like that that can just blow up and do really well. And it's cool because it's like a segue into window tinting in its own way. It's like, it's lighthearted, it's fun. People are like, you can't, like tinters are like, that doesn't work, that's ridiculous. But there was another one where the guy takes like maple syrup and like toothpaste, like dark toothpaste, paints the outside of the window. And it's like, there's so much cheese there. It's great. Just like fake DIY hacks. What is that pad thing that you use? This is called a Scrub It. This is by a company called Tri-Edge. They sell these at a lot of tint suppliers. So one in particular, Sun Distributing. Dropped a link for you. There's actually on that link too, also this one, Tint Depot. Both those links. There's all the recommended stuff that I use. You can find it there. So like squeegees, side tools, back windows, like everything. All the obscure and daily stuff, it's all there. White Scotch Guard pad. Those work. I use the Scrub Its instead. I just like them. They're handy. What is that? Oh, Lord. There's like one. I wonder if that was like a hard spec on the glass too. I gotta check that out real quick. There's like this little guy right here.
Beyond detailing limited super chatted $10.35. Can you please explain what magic is used to make a reverse roll off, and
Beyond.
why do you love plotters? I mean, keep up the great streams and we still have you streaming in the shop. Smiley face.
I wonder if that's actually on there. Oh, it is. I can feel it. Okay, we can take care of it. Cool. There's one hard spec that got stuck there. Okay, we gotta be careful with this one, because we don't want a lot of water running down that way. So just keep it light here. Thank you so much for the 13. Much appreciated. Reverse roll magic. So I don't always have perfect reverse rolls. I mean, I think that's pretty apparent right now. It took me a while to get the hang of it. I really like doing them, though. This is coming from somebody that only used to Frankenstein everything. So with the reverse roll, some of the things that really seem to help is squeegeeing out the outside of the window before I went to roll it up. And then just keeping it as direct as I can. So I'll try and shove it into exactly where it needs to go, and then start to unroll it. So I've had many of them fail, and I used to get a lot of speckles on that side, and some of those things that I mentioned really have helped make them much cleaner. I think it's a much smoother approach to a windshield, unless you can have somebody help you, like prop it up on the glass the other way. But when I would carry them in, I always would get like a bunch of, like, just, okay, not a bunch, but like little crinkles in this area, just like a handful. Stuff like that would drive me crazy. And some were super easy to install, but there's a lot of them. Like, windshields are bigger. So really, really, really like reverse rolling. And it's cool that you have it streaming on the shop. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, so there was just one bigger speckle right in a spot that you're not going to want. So when you're like looking out of this windshield, that's where you're looking most of the time. So if you got something in that line of sight, that would absolutely drive you insane. So I don't know where it came from. We were cleaning off some like hard speckles from before, but it didn't seem to be that. I thought it might be one of those that I missed, but it looks like it was just a random one. Someone linked me a video of somebody tinting it by rolling it down. Maybe I do have to make a video with it. So we did have the rope though, so that's good. So that means all this stuff, yay. Can you use any type of tint to tint the windshield? Yeah, you can tint in whatever you want. There's varying qualities though. So like, just try and stay away from like the super budget stuff. I mean, if you do get a dyed one, but the dyed films will start to fade, bubble, change color. Cheaper carbon and ceramic, those will look hazy, and they can still bubble on you. They're not going to fade necessarily, but they'll fail in other ways. So go to sites like Sun Distributing, Tint Depot. They're going to have some good films that you can get and install on your windshield. So they have all the supplies too. So anything that you need to get into the industry, or you just want to tint your own car, have some fun, they've got starter kits and all types of stuff. Just recently got into window tint, did my first windshield. 2010 F-150, certain parts of the windshield seem blurry, other parts seem very clear. Hard to say. You could post a picture in the Facebook group. Blurry parts, like if you've given it like a day or two to dry, and it looks blurry, then it's possible it could be the film was just not great. Because, like, even shrinking, like, when you're new to shrinking, it's not that, like, you're not really going to get a blurry windshield from not shrinking it, right? It's mostly got to do with, like, film. Or there could be a lot of dirt in between the film and the glass, too, so that might be it. But I could tell you if I saw a picture of it. Window tint stuff on Facebook is where you can post that stuff. Okay, so we got to install this, and then we should be all good to go. So this little guy pops in here. This little guy pops back into here. And then to put these on, they're twist offs, then twist back on. So oh, come on. Where is it? So that's normal. Right in here. There we go. Do you like the Bronco? Not really. It's not my vehicle. They're fine. Like, I wouldn't buy one, but they're fine. I'd be happy if we got one into tint, though, because we haven't had one into tint. So I'd be like, we got a Bronco! But, I don't know. Oh, this part's always super fun. So the one obnoxious part about putting these housings back on is just trying to get them lined up, but once they do, they'll snap right back in. You just can't see anything about them. It's all by, like, feel. So, like, this and this needs to line up with this, and exactly the other corresponding slot on the other side. So once we get, there we go, just like that. That's how it's supposed to go. And then this part just pops right back in here. Get the bottom in first. The rest pops in. When did it become? Oh, so state laws vary per state. Michigan state law is nothing on the front doors of the windshield without a doctor's note. So that is up to the person that's driving it. And then there's a lot of, like, loose rules. So, but yeah, it varies from state to state. Some states allow a very light percentage. Michigan is a state that allows basically any percentage. You just got to have a doctor's note. But you can go as dark as you want in the back. No problem. So now we are in the final stretch. We just got some light touch-ups to do. We gotta put those headrests back in. Gotta make sure this back window looks like it's all fixed down. Good, good, good. Don't forget the rag under the dash. Absolutely. We don't want to give that away. At least if we did, we'd want them to know about it too, probably. You know, some of these just aren't greased up. What's up, David? How you doing? There's that. See, this guy, this guy. Need 2 hands for this one. That one's better. The other side, not so much. The little guys there. Getting ready to start up mobile. Any tips? Mobile's tough. Well, if you already know how to tint, then you're good. So, like, what about mobile? Actually, that's a better question. What are you trying to do? Are you starting from the very beginning? Do you know how to tint, and you're just starting the mobile business side of it? Wow. There we go. Sweet. Know how to tint, just starting the mobile side of it? Interesting. Okay. That helps. Thank you. Curious to see if this is wet. Oh, this doesn't seem wet at all. That's good. I thought this might feel damp. Doesn't. Not at all. So if you're starting mobile, it's a tough side of the business just because there's a lot of logistics. So you definitely need to make sure that people have like a space for you to tint. Temperatures can matter. So like, you know, up here in the wintertime, it's a little bit harder to tint in somebody's garage when it's not heated, especially when they don't have, you know, any lighting. So you gotta always make sure that stuff is set ahead of time. Just a lot of the little things that take up that time is really important to make sure it's ironed out. I didn't like it because of how many logistics were involved. Canon. So that wasn't, I don't know, that wasn't ever super fun for me. Okay, so I actually have to split here though, because I gotta run this. While I'm looking up the super chats here, I can let you know a little bit more though, if there is anything. I mean, do you have a local tint business? Because that makes that easier too. But advertising gets harder too because you don't have a physical location. So you're gonna have to keep your like Google My Business busy. You're really gonna have to keep marketing busy because you don't really have a home base. All right, so we're gonna shout out. Just starting out, yeah, marketing's gonna be a big one. You got to keep some presence known, or else people aren't gonna be able to find you. As soon as I went from like a home location to a physical location, a lot more people can find you very easily, and it looks more attractive too. So I know Gator's a good person to ask about stuff like that too, but he pops in here from time to time. I'm gonna have to bring him on. We're gonna have to talk about mobile. But I know he's very active on like Facebook marketing. He's built up a real high-end clientele, doing some other things too. So he'd be really helpful to talk to. Big shout-outs to first. Thank you to all the super chats today. So Beyond Detailing, T-Jet, Old Man Kid with a massive super chat today. Thank you. T-Jet, Jose, Astral. Thank you all for the support. Means a whole bunch for sure. We are going to be streaming again on Monday. Glassade is in stock, by the way. I don't know how long it's going to stay in stock, but we have another shipment getting worked on. It'll be here relatively soon, so if it falls out of stock for a minute, it should be back here pretty soon. Distributors are also stocking it up too, so check some of those places if you can't find it in my store, like Sun Distributing, Tint Depot, 44, and Dragon. They will all have it. So I'm doing the best I can to keep up with it. So, but thank you guys for all the support. Yeah, mytintstuff.com. That's where you can find it right now, as far as I know. I haven't done a whole lot to let people know because it's kind of been like tint stuff. There you go. Here's a link for it. But anyways, yeah, you guys have a good weekend. Sorry, I'm waiting up front. So 50, 35, 20 looks good. We'll be back Monday. Have a good one. You guys make some money. I'm so thirsty. Later.